my fellow readers. My name is Greg and this is Ghost Readers in the Sky. And I'm here to announce a brand new BookTube event, Private Eye July. This was organized by Jim at Mystery and Mayhem, and we have some amazing co-hosts. We have Roy at Roy Reads Anything. We have Alan at Alan's Reads. Mark at Book Time with Elvis. We have Bookish Travels. We have Obscure Book Adventures. We have Infinite Text. We have Michael K.Vaughan. We have Steve Donoghue. I will link all of those co-hosts below. And of course, you may have guessed I am one of the co-hosts as well. And the goal is to read stories about private investigators in July, hence Private Eye July. The basic definition of a private eye is that it's someone who seeks clients, accepts pay for their services, and is not a member of an official law enforcement agency. Somebody who's independent and therefore private and is doing this as a job. There are just two prompts. That's read a PI story written from the 20s to the 60s and read a PI story from the 70s till now. So that gives you a lot of leeway. And if you read any PI story, you've participated in Private Eye July. So I'll give you some recommendations and tell you what I think I'm going to be reading. We'll see how far it expands. For the 20s through the 60s, I think if you have not read The Maltese Falcon, what a great place to start. Dashiell Hammett wrote that. It came out in 1930. Features Sam Spade. Of course, there was a film made starring Humphrey Bogart, but the book is just incredible, and in so many ways, he set the tone for what a private eye story could be. The other writer that I always think of is Raymond Chandler. His first book, The Big Sleep, came out in 1939. I think all of his novels feature the PI Philip Marlowe. Again, The Big Sleep was made into a film starring Humphrey Bogart. But you can't go too far wrong with any of the books that he wrote. I think there are 6 of them. Great. So Dashiell Hammett and Raymond Chandler, 2 great places to start. I think what I'm going to do is read a book about the PI Lou Archer. So Lou Archer, a character created by Ross MacDonald, and he is an LA-based detective who, I think Ross MacDonald wrote 18 Lou Archer novels, and I've read quite a few of them. So I need to go through and see what I haven't read yet. The first Lou Archer novel was The Moving Target. That was published in 1949. And he published up into the 60s. And I'll pick one or more of the Lou Archer books to read for my 20s through 60s prompt. So the second prompt, the 70s till now, I'm going to recommend Walter Mosley and Easy Rawlins. Walter Mosley wrote the first one, Devil in a Blue Dress, in 1990, but it's set in the 1940s, so he's writing historical fiction from a contemporary viewpoint. There are quite a few Easy Rawlins novels. Devil in a Blue Dress was made into a film with Denzel Washington. A very popular author who wrote some great PI books is Sue Grafton. Her PI character is Kinsey Milhone. And these are all the alphabet books. A is for Alibi. B is for, I don't even remember now. I read most of them. I think I got up to Q or R. Sue Grafton got all the way to Y before she passed away. So there are 25 of these Kinsey Milhone books. You can start with A is for Alibi, or you can start other places in the alphabet. I'd probably suggest starting in the first half, or maybe, in the first up to, G or so. But you just can't go wrong with Kinsey Milhone. An author that I don't hear nearly enough people talking about is S.J. Rosen. She has a pair of private investigators who are partners, Lydia Chin and Bill Smith. One of the really cool things is that they go back and forth between which one of them is telling the story. So Bill Smith will tell one, and then Lydia Chin will tell one, and so on. I've read a number of Rosen's books. I think I like Reflecting the Sky best. It's set in Hong Kong. It's another one where place matters so much and really becomes a major character in the novel. I think the one that I'm going to read for this challenge for the 70s and beyond is by Philip Kerr, who is a new author to me. He's Scottish, and in the 80s he started writing a series about the private investigator Bernie Gunther. And these books are set in Nazi Germany in the late 1930s. And so Gunther is working his way in and around the growing Nazi power. And so not only the political power, but the people who are taking advantage of the political situation for their own financial gain. And it just sounds fantastic. I've never read Philip Kerr, so I am excited to give this a try. I'm going to start with March Violets, which is the first of the Bernie Gunther series. It started with a trilogy, sometimes called the Berlin trilogy. And so I'm going to give that a whirl. And then if you watch the videos that the hosts of this event have put together, they have some excellent ideas, some great ideas for where to start, and there are just so many options that I hope you can find something interesting. And I hope you give a PI story, whether it's a novel, whether it's a novella or a short story, I hope you give one a try and join us for Private Eye July. I'll be back with more updates as July progresses. Thanks for tuning in, and big thanks to Jim for organizing this event. Till next time, my name is Greg, and this is Ghost Readers in the Sky.